Ready to start shooting video but feeling overwhelmed on what equipment to use or get based upon your budget? Well, no problem. In this video, we're going to cover the 3 YouTube studio setups based upon budget, and all 3 setups will include what audio, video, lighting, and stabilization you should consider with each budget. Now, most people don't want to make a big investment in gear when they start their channel, which I definitely understand. And that's the reason we're going to be starting with the first setup, which is working with the shoestring budget. What's going on, everybody? I'm Michael Reese, a digital marketing expert and agent, a real estate coach, and I teach realtors, team leaders, and brokers how to grow and scale their real estate businesses through digital marketing, content creation, and social media. If you would like proven strategies that will help you get more leads, close more deals, and scale your real estate team, then you're gonna love this video, so keep watching and make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I put out new content every week that will help you turn strangers into clients and build a business that works harder for you than you do for it. Now, when we're breaking everything down today for the 3 different setups, we're gonna be referring to an acronym. The acronym is gonna be called AVLS. A stands for audio, V video, L is lighting, and S is stabilization. Now, this is what you're gonna need to think about when you create video content. What are my audio sources? What am I gonna be using to capture my audio? Am I gonna be using the onboard mic on my camera? Is there gonna be a second video? What am I gonna be using to actually capture all this? And am I gonna use a webcam on my laptop? Am I gonna use a smartphone? Am I gonna use the front of the camera, the back of the camera on my phone? What is the camera that is gonna be capturing the video portion of the content? Then you're gonna need to think lighting. Audio and lighting are the most 2 important things when it comes to creating video. And a lot of the time, if you can level up just those 2 things, you can actually not only make your videos look better, but actually pull out more of the camera's capacity and ability. Now, if you're gonna shoot with the smartphone, the thing is that upgrading the lighting and the audio is gonna make people actually wanna listen to what you have to say. So smartphones shoot really good quality video, but you're gonna wanna have good lighting and good audio. Here's what we believe. It's our philosophy. We think that audio is 50% of the video, and what that means is that you wanna make sure you have great quality audio with your video. You want your video to sound good so it's easy to listen to and people actually wanna stick around longer and watch it. So make sure, upgrade your audio and your lighting before you upgrade your camera, because your phone on your camera is gonna be really good. And the last thing we're gonna also refer to in this video is stabilization, and simply put, where are you gonna hold your camera on? Where are you gonna have your setup? Are you gonna use a tripod? Those are the questions that you need to know. Essentially, this is what we're gonna be using to create the YouTube studio variations, all 3 of them around the budget. We're gonna use the acronym. So let's just go ahead and jump into the first one, which is shoestring budget. Now, this first kit is gonna be built around the smartphone. And with most smartphones, they're gonna shoot in 1080p resolution. If your phone is less than 4 years old, then it's really gonna have a good chance that it will actually shoot in 4K resolution. The first setup is gonna run you around $150, and I'll put a link in the description below to all the equipment that we discuss in today's video. So the first thing we're gonna discuss is gonna be your audio. And with audio, we're gonna talk specifically about recommending a wired lapel mic. The brand that I recommend is the Purple Panda, and it's gonna run you around $30. Now, the Purple Panda lapel mic, it's actually a kit, and it's gonna come with a clip-on omnidirectional cylinder mic. It's gonna be compatible with your iPhones, your iPads. It's gonna work with a GoPro, even a DSLR camera, which we'll talk a little bit later. You can use it if you're doing Zooms. It's gonna work with Samsung, your Android. I mean, it's gonna even work with like a PS4, right? A PlayStation 4. So the good news is it's not gonna require any batteries. Now, the Purple Panda kit comes with a 9.8 foot extension cord and also a mini USB adapter with one of the little fuzzy windscreens that you can put over the microphone. So if you're shooting in a windy area, it'll help knock some of that out. Now, this is a wired lapel microphone, and nowadays, phones don't really have a headphone jack anymore. So if you're gonna use this one, you might have to go get a adapter, especially if you're using like an iPhone 11, you'll need to get one of those lightning adapters. If you're using a Galaxy or something like that, you'll need to just get like a USB-C adapter. And all of those adapters are gonna be relatively inexpensive. Now, the mic's only gonna cost you around $30, and adding this to your smartphone is really just simply gonna level up your mic a ton. Let's actually cut to an example clip. And the first will be without the mic, and then we'll cut to a second clip using the Purple Panda mic. And this will be really a good test of the onboard mic on your iPhone. So now I wanna demonstrate what the camera would sound like if you were maybe 10 feet away. And this is important because if you're shooting a video, let's say you're in a house somewhere, if you turn away from the camera to talk, you're gonna see that you start to lose the ability for to hear what's going on. And so, you know, obviously, no matter how far I am from the camera, you're not gonna get the audio as well. It's gonna definitely pick it up, but to get the best audio from the phone without a mic, you have to be up close. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna demonstrate the Purple Panda directional mic. The cool thing is this is a wired lapel mic. It's very inexpensive, obviously, in the beginner's kit, but you can use it with Zooms or in any of the other YouTube sets. It's gonna simply clip onto your shirt. It's gonna capture your audio. Imagine with this wire and this extension, you can go back as far as 9 or 10 feet, but not lose any of the quality. The cable can be hidden under your shirt. It can run under your desk. The goal is you can really give your audio a better overall sound having the wired mic for a very low cost, but a very good end result as far as quality of your production. So this is the Purple Panda mic, and this is the example of what it sounds like when it's plugged into your camera. Again, for video, we're gonna be capturing all the video on the smartphone in this kit. And the goal here is to shoot in 4K. So if you don't know how to switch your phone to 4K, it's pretty simple. All you're gonna do is go open the settings on your camera, then you're gonna go to the record video and hit the settings to 4K 30 FPS. Now, there's a great app you can also use called Filmlight Pro, which will help you with your audio, because it's gonna help you literally look at your microphone levels and help you change some of the camera settings that you just really can't do without the app. Filmlight Pro, the great thing about it is it only runs about $15. Now, the final part of this kit is gonna be lighting. And I think using a window for light is something that's really good. It can work, but it has its pros and cons because it's only gonna work during certain parts of the days. So if you can actually invest in your own lighting or in your studio setup, you're gonna be able to film whenever you want, and it's gonna give you a lot more flexibility. So what I prefer is, with my lighting, I prefer the ring light. It's what I'm shooting on right now. It's a newer ring light. It's about $90. It comes with a smartphone holder, and it can also hold a DSLR, which mine's holding a DSLR right now. And I think it's the best bang for your buck. It's like a one light setup, you know. You also need to purchase a separate stand, like a tripod for your smartphone. I like this selfie stick tripod. It's a really inexpensive. I mean, I think you can get this whole setup for around 25 bucks. And the cool thing about this tripod is that it actually has a Bluetooth remote. And so it will do a couple different things. It's gonna allow you to video yourself and engage, stop the video, start the video, all with the remote. But also, if you ever done like selfie videos where you're moving around, you can use the remote to start and stop, or at more than like an arm's length, you can actually use this to capture videos of yourself. So it operates that way. It has a stainless steel extension. Again, it's a tripod by design, so you can set it up. It's great for stabilization. When you take the tripod with your 4K smartphone and the lighting kit with the Purple Panda audio, that setup allows you to get all of the things you need in order to produce great videos on a shoestring budget. Now, as a recap, with the beginner setup, the price point is going to be $150 total for this setup. And for audio, you're going to use the Purple Panda mic at $30. The video is going to come from your smartphone. Lighting is going to be a ring light, approximately $90 to $95. And stabilization, well, we're going to go with the selfie stick tripod at approximately $25. So total price point, $150 for the beginner setup. So next we're gonna talk about the intermediate setup, and this setup is gonna cost you about $1,000. And there is one optional item in this setup, and it's related to audio. This is the Devity microphone. And it's because the Sony ZVI has a built-in mic, so the Devity is gonna be optional, and it's not gonna be factored into the $1,000 setup. If you buy that, you might get more close to the $1,200 price range. But as a pro tip, when you buy any equipment, make sure you get it when it's on sale. You know, look for those big holiday sales, because any type of sale could bring the cost down of any of these packages. The Sony ZVI, it's compatible, it's 4K, it shoots high definition. It's gonna cost you around $800 with this total vlogging kit. This is actually a tripod stand that works with this, works incredibly. You can actually turn it on, stop it, zoom in and zoom out, all from here. So it's not only a stand, so it works like a stand, but it also is a selfie stick that you can hold with the camera. And so I really like this setup. The whole setup with the camera actually has a built-in mic, and the built-in mic is good. I'm actually using the Devity 2-directional mic, and the reason I like that is because when you're shooting, what happens is you're gonna be able to catch audio both on your end, if you're behind the camera and you're shooting away from yourself, you'll catch your voice as you're kind of narrating the shot if you're speaking, and you'll pick up any of the audio that's on the other side of the camera. So it's a 2-directional mic. I really do like that. It's an easy setup, super affordable. The microphone is gonna cost you around $90. Again, the Sony ZVI is gonna cost around $800. And then that's with the total vlogging kit setup. One thing about the camera is it automatically rotates videos to portrait, which is really good when you're shooting content. It also is going to give you your auto eye focus. It has different types of filters for shooting outside. Sometimes when you're shooting on a DSLR camera, or sometimes when you're shooting on a higher end camera, you'll see where the background's real blurry. And that's because of the glass, the lens, and we'll talk about that in the next setup. The good news is that it has a weakness and a strength. It has one lens, but the lens isn't an additional cost. So with one lens, you can do both. It's super small, super impactful. Another con is it only is gonna do about 1 to 1.5 hours shooting time, but you can get multiple cards and multiple batteries, so you can super easily solve for that. Again, great for vlogging. The background defocuses, so you got some good automatic settings, smooth autofocus. Everything is really in one spot. And this is probably what I would have started with, knowing what I know now. So right now we are shooting, the clip you're looking at right now is actually shot on this camera. And it's mounted. You can use the Mount Dog soft lighting kit, which is only gonna run around $110. And for stabilization, you know, again, the Sony wireless Bluetooth shotgun grip. Tripod, $140 sold separate, or you can do it in a bundle. I bought mine in a bundle. If you're really wanting to increase the audio and you really wanna take it to another level, I highly recommend the Devity mic, which is an additional mic, but again, there is a mic built into the camera, so you don't have to start that way. Maybe that's something you can do in the future. You know, if you get the Sony ZV-1, it's gonna have a pretty nice mic built into it, and it's gonna be multi-directional. So again, great options there at the intermediate level. The price point here, $1,000. The audio, the Devity microphone, which is optional at $90, and that's because for video, we're gonna use the Sony ZVI, which is gonna include a microphone, and it's a great microphone, especially for an intermediate setup. Then for lighting, Mount Dog's lighting kit at $110. If you already have the ring light, you can use that. And for stabilization, I love the Sony Bluetooth shooting grip, which is only gonna run you about $140. When I got my Sony Bluetooth shooting grip, I actually purchased it in a package, which was with the Sony ZVI. And for the last setup, we're gonna talk about the Pro setup. And the Pro, you know, again, audio, for my Pro, I use and it's what you're listening to right now, I use the Rode mic, and it's a video shotgun microphone. It can be used many different ways, has a lot of different accessories that come with it, but it's really good for shooting in studio or on the go. The Sony Alpha A6600, which is the mirrorless camera. It came out in 2019. It's about $1,200 just for the camera. You can get it with the lens, an 18mm to 135mm lens for $1,600. The big difference here is the interchangeable lenses. So it's one of the cons is you do have to buy additional lenses, but it's also a pro for people who are like doing, who are pros, who want to do more advanced shooting. It does have a large sensor, which is going to help it perform better in low light. And it has a top flip screen, which I really, really like. So I can actually see my shots. If you're going to use the top flip screen and you're going to have your mic hooked up to your camera, then there is a little accessory that will kick your actual mic off to the side so that you can see that screen when you're shooting. I use the Sennheiser multi-directional or omnidirectional wireless lavender microphone system, which costs about $600. So you can add that to the Procrit. It'll give you a wireless setup, or you can do what I'm doing here and just use the Rode mic that we talked about earlier. And the Sennheiser really is the gold standard for wireless mics. For a lighting system's pretty straightforward. What I've always done is I've done multi-light setups, inside of the studio. So it's not uncommon for me to have 1, 2, maybe even 3 or 4 lights set up in this Pro setup. So I'm shooting on what I would consider the Pro setup right now. I have my Sony a600 right here in front of me. It's sitting on the ring light. Again, camera only, $1,200, 18 to 135 millimeter lens, $1,600 package. Sitting on that ring light, pros again, interchangeable lenses. I have my 2 box lights on the side, and I'm actually picking up a second view for editing in the future, which will be the camera we talked about in the intermediate package. I actually cut to it right here. Here it is, it's catching the second shot, and it just helped when putting the overall production together. Now, one thing that I do recommend also as well is getting some additional lights. I actually have some lights behind me. You'll notice the lights behind me, they're gonna be different color. Those are gonna be the Philips Smart Hue lights. You're gonna need a Philips Hue Smart Bridge in order to use those. The cool thing about the Philips Hue entire package, if you will, is one of the cool things about it is it hooks up to your cell phone and you can change different colors, and it really gives you the ability to change up how your set looks. So there you have it, the Pro setup, and let's do a short recap. Price point's gonna be anywhere between $1,600 and $2,600, and for audio, you're gonna have 2 different options. The Rode video microphone, which is gonna cost you roughly $159, and you can always use the Sennheiser wireless microphone, which is optional at $600. Now for video, you can go with the Sony Alpha 6600 for $1,200, or you can always get it in a package with the lens, which is what I did, and it's gonna run you roughly $1,600. Now for lighting, I love the newer dimmable lighting, which is $250. And I also use the Philips Smart Bridge and lights for $200. Now, most of my Pro setups for stabilization and lighting, I'm gonna use the lighting kit from one of the 2 options above, and I'm always gonna hold my main camera on the ring light that was demonstrated in the beginner setup. So there you have it. That is a recap for the Pro setup. So you can go with any of these setups. You can go with the beginner setup, you can go with an intermediate setup, or you can go with the Pro setup. The good news is you just have to start shooting video. So start somewhere, and then your entire setup can grow with you as you get more committed to shooting videos and producing content on YouTube. I hope one of these packages, or at least some of the equipment that we talked about today and shared with you, you find it helpful. Don't forget to smash that like button so the YouTube algorithm can take this video and make it available to other people out there, content creators that want to produce content for their marketplace and build their business. And while you're down there hitting that like button, make sure you subscribe. We put out new videos every single week. Videos like this that hopefully are going to help you get clearer and make better decisions, or make a decision in general quicker to grow your business and start doing more online. So with that being said, thank you so much. And like we always say, is we will see you at the top or from the top.